What is going on, Polestar fans? Welcome back to Financial Journey. So today I want to give you a good overview of what is happening in the market today and what Polestar recently announced and how that might benefit. So I'm going to go over all the stuff you need to know. Make sure you guys hit that thumbs up and subscribe. Always greatly appreciate that. Without further ado, let's get right to it. So the broader indexes are very much rallying today, largely because of just more of a calming within the market right before the Fed meeting, which is coming out tomorrow. So Polestar is up currently 1.69%, but even in comparison to a lot of the other EVs, it still is lagging today, unfortunately, despite the new unveiling. So based on my last video, I did say that on the 21st, that is when Polestar was going to have a very good unveiling. They didn't really allude to it too much, but as you can see right here, it looks like Polestar 2 BST 230 edition is going to be available in two colors. It looks like third quarter of 2023 is going to be delivering to on a first come first serve basis to both Europe and North America and have an MSRP of around 80,000. And of course, I think this is actually a fairly positive thing. This is kind of within the price point, has also a lot of good performance upgrades compared to the BST 270. So I think in general, a lot of people are really going to appreciate this. And again, I don't see this as being a huge catalyst that you need to go out and buy Polestar just because of this one thing. But I think in general, this is definitely going to help as far as overall revenue and help them achieve their 2023 targets, which is, I believe, 80,000 if I remember correctly. But other than this, there is no specific news, no SEC filings, nothing behind the scenes with Polestar. It is just, for the most part, following the broader market. So let me know your thoughts on that in the comments below. I did actually add more to my position today at $3.61, around 1,500 additional shares, because honestly, out of all the other EVs, like I've already said in the past, I really like Polestar. I don't know why. Something about me just really is allured by them because I think in general they're hitting their targets. Their financials are for the most part pretty good. They have about 1 billion in cash and it looks like that's what they want to keep it at all the time. But they're getting completely killed based on the price action, largely because of geopolitical issues as well. But in general, that is why I did add to my position today. But I'll give you a good breakdown of what the data points are saying. So I'll start off with Ortex and go over shorts. So as I've said in the past, I don't anticipate having a squeeze with them, but I use this as a good benchmark. Short score is currently 66, utilization is around 72. And as far as what shorts are doing today, returning about 19,000 shares. Still though, 7.82 million shares being shorted. So that 19,000 is absolutely nothing. 3.01% of the free float is in fact being shorted. Cost to borrow, oddly enough, is starting to go up a little bit. So the average is around 19%, but still at 3% short interest, that's absolutely nothing. So definitely no squeeze in this regard. But of course, the fact that they are returning shows that they are believing in this kind of rally potentially, and maybe very much fearful about what the Feds might be doing as well, or potentially say. And when it comes down to the options activity, the exact same thing. A lot more bullishness is behind the scenes, of course. So as you can even see based on this, it looks like a lot of the more so calls that are being purchased right now are for $4 for this upcoming Friday. So definitely there is some upside anticipated potentially. And like I've said in the past, if the Fed meeting, which is on Wednesday, is very positive, then this is where undervalued stocks such as Polestar is just going to run up very fast. But of course, I'm not a financial advisor. You guys do your own due diligence at the end of the day. But over and above that, as far as some transactions, there's only been one transaction today, but as you can tell, it's kind of the norm, but 113,000. And outside of that, you do see on the 17th, there was some pretty big money that was getting in, on which two of them were fairly large transactions. Well, I guess all three. So 632,000, 1.78 million, and 2.59 million. So I think in general, a lot of big money is seeing a good value, but just unfortunately with Polestar and kind of who owns it behind the scenes and the geopolitical issues, like I already said, I think this is the only factor why Polestar isn't seen as a next Tesla kind of equivalent. I might be jumping the gun a little bit by saying that, but I think in general, this is where I feel Polestar is at a huge discount. And as I've said in the past, it just doesn't make sense. It has to be kind of the ownership behind the scenes and the insiders and so forth. But outside of that, There's two indicators I like to look at. For instance, stochastic is currently at 7, which is mind-blowingly oversold. So this is where I feel that if the news was to be positive tomorrow, then Polestar is going to run up so much faster in comparison to a lot of other EVs. My own thoughts, clearly, but stochastic is at 7, but there is that deviation. So red line above the black showing a little bit more of a bear sentiment, underlying sentiment behind the scenes. Momentum number retail investors are getting in, such as myself. Clearly, they are taking advantage of this discounted price and this potential rally behind the scenes. But as I've said in the past, as you can see, looking at the fib levels, $3.87, that is a very big resistance that Polestar does have to get over. Outside of that, though, if it can successfully get back into that S3 to the S2 range, then most likely 452 might be another big one to really watch for. But in the short term, $3.87 is something to really kind of focus on. But like I said, behind the scenes, you can tell that there is a lot of good step laddering based on the technicals. And I think step laddering is a lot more advantageous than an immediate spike up that does happen with a lot of other growth stocks. But of course, I could be very much wrong about a lot of this. Let me know your thoughts on all of this in the comments below. If you haven't already, hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. Let me know your thoughts on this new Polestar 2 edition and if you would buy it, or do you think it's just more of a repatch, if you want to call it that. But no matter what, let me know your thoughts on that. On a side note, there is a good promo only up until March the 31st, and that is with moomoo. All you have to do, click on the link in the description below or the comments, sign up for a free account, and you get 1 free stock. Each stock is valued up to $2,000, so this is a complete no-brainer. Make sure you guys take advantage of that. If you also want to throw $100 at the account as well, you do get additional 4 free stocks, each again up to $2,000. And because of the whole chat AI movement, you do get a stock of AI and also BBAI. So for $100, you get 7 free stocks. Make sure you guys take advantage of this in the description below. But without further ado, I appreciate you guys watching, and let's all make a lot of money on Polestar.